Today we're going to dive into something that has pretty much transformed the way that I view and develop daily habits and routines in my own life. By using astrology and specifically analyzing your natal chart, you can get a better and closer look at how to use astrology to form your own daily habits and routines. This is entirely based off of what works best for you, and I think it's just a really cool tool that not a lot of people think about in order to help better shape their day-to-day life. We're always told that we just need to be more consistent or we just need to have a little bit more willpower, but when you really dig deep into it, at least in my opinion, it doesn't account for how different people are, whether that's energetically, emotionally, physically, and so much of our own natal chart lays out our specifics for us. Paying closer attention to your birth chart can really help you build habits that actually stick because it's based off of your energy and what is written out to work best for you. This is going to make you feel so much more aligned and in control of your own life, and I think it's just a really powerful tool that people should know about and know what exactly to look for. Part 1 is all about the 6th house. In astrology, your 6th house is all about habits, routines, and discipline. It's associated with your daily routines, habits, rituals, how you physically form your day-to-day life, and the structure that you impose on your own habits. I think it's best to start by looking at the sign that's on the cusp of your 6th house. So that's going to be the line between your 5th house and your 6th house. This sign is going to show you how you naturally approach routine. For example, having Virgo in your 6th house is going to lead you to really want to actually focus on having as much extreme routine and structure as you can, just because Earth signs and Virgo specifically really thrive off of that structure and that rigidity at times. It's really good to go ahead and make sure that you are establishing structure in your day-to-day. Say, for example, you have a Pisces 6th house, you're going to probably go for the opposite. Pisces is all about being able to flow and be free and have moments to be able to express themselves casually and as they would like to. So for you, rigid routines don't work as well. You'll want to build habits and structure in your day that allows you to just kind of naturally go with the flow and be as you can be as much as possible. Having your 6th house in Sagittarius might mean that you need to put expansion, growth, learning at the forefront of your goals. This is going to lead you to feel more expansive in your day-to-day life and feel like your routines are actually benefiting you. It's also a great idea to look for any planets that are sitting in your 6th house. For example, if Saturn is in your 6th house, then you might be more predisposed to being a little bit less self-confident about your routines and how you go about your day-to-day life. So just be sure to stick to that consistency and routine, and it'll help you feel a lot more natural and a lot more comfortable with the goals that you set for yourself. If your moon is in the 6th house, then, for example, this is kind of a totally different approach. You might feel like your emotional mood or setting throughout the day is going to impact how you work and how you structure your day. So allow yourself to let your emotions bleed into your day-to-day life in that sense, because ignoring them is not what is best meant for you. Part 2 is all about using the moon cycles to better structure your monthly routine. The moon governs over emotional energy, intuition, subconscious needs, and how you're feeling inside. It moves through a cycle every 29 and a half days, I believe, and I actually did make a video on this not too long ago. I went super in depth on how the moon cycle you can use to structure your manifestation routine and your month-to-month basis. So I highly recommend checking that out if this section interests you, because I go super in depth in that video. The new moon is all about setting those new goals and getting started on them. So if you have a habit that you're wanting to start it under a new moon, because that's the kind of energy the new moon is giving us. When the moon is waxing, this is all about building momentum and sticking to your routine, sticking to that consistency. If we are under a full moon, this is our time to step back and evaluate. So look at what's working for you, what isn't working for you, and really give things a closer look. This is all about reevaluating and taking in what is necessary to better yourself. Anytime the moon is waning, it's the opposite. It's time to release what isn't working for you and learn how to get better about letting go, because this is going to help us let go of things that, of course, are no longer serving us and allow us to better our day-to-day lives. I also recommend going even deeper and looking at what signs the moon are in each phase, because this will help you structure your day-to-day. I actually do a series on my TikTok that I call Moon Notes, and I talk about what sign the moon is in throughout the week and how we should structure our self-care and our day-to-day. So if you're interested in that, definitely peek at my TikTok, which is also Blade of Desire. Part 3 is all about looking at your Mars sign. Mars is a planet of action, desire, movement, and energy. It's impulsive, it's ruled by Aries, and it moves super quick. When it comes to habits, especially ones that require physical movement or require consistency, I think that looking at your Mars sign and getting a better understanding of it is genuinely one of the most transformative things that you can really do to better understand how you move and what gets you going. For example, for having a Mars in Aries, which is my placement, I think that it's really important to create novelty and new surprises or little rewards or things along the way as I'm building consistency with a new habit or a new routine. For me, I love the start of things and the novelty that comes at the beginning. So when it gets into that more just consistent, nothing's really changing phase of a new habit or routine, that's where I can get a little bit lost. So it's important for me to kind of keep that excitement along the way. And honestly, since doing that, it genuinely has transformed the way that I visualize and work through my day-to-day life, because I know that I need a little bit more excitement to get me going, and it's true, and it's helped me so much. If you have a Mars in Gemini, then you probably need a little bit more variation and mental stimulation to your routines. I recommend just probably like habit stacking almost when it comes to daily routines, because it's going to keep you busy and keep you going, and that's what you enjoy the most, and I think that's what would best help with building consistency. Mars in Capricorn, for example, I kind of think you have the end-all be-all of placements with this one. I don't know, I just love Mars in Capricorn. It makes sense because Capricorn is all about that long-term vision and that consistency for building success. So to me, that energy and that momentum almost comes a little bit more naturally when Mars is in Capricorn, because for you, building a habit is a habit. It's discipline over motivation. That's what's important. It's also really important to look at the house that your Mars placement is in, because it's going to show you what areas of life naturally motivate you as well as they do. For example, my Mars placement is in my 3rd house, so communication, writing, speaking, literally social media, and what I'm sitting here doing right now, that's what gets me fired up, and that's what's always made me excited. I've been doing content creation since I was probably like 13 years old, and now it's been 10 years later, and it's still one of the best parts of my life and something that I enjoy so much because, I don't know, I just love expressing myself through it and getting to talk to people and build that community. So seeing that my Mars is in Aries in the 3rd house, it just makes so much sense, and it was so easy for me to build such a consistency around filming and content creation because I was following that energy that really ignites me and makes me feel aligned with myself. Those are, of course, the 3 things that I highly recommend looking at in your own birth chart, but I wanted to leave you all with some actionable steps to make sure that you can really take something from this video. Maybe like a little bit of homework, if you will. First, I would recommend looking up your 6th house first and go ahead and pay attention to what sign it's in and any planets that are in that house like we talked about earlier. But take it an extra step and journal about it. Write down some keywords for those placements that you have and how you can better integrate that into your life. Almost like a little brainstorming session. I think that would just help us get in that mindset and see what's going to better us. My next actionable step is to go ahead and track a moon cycle for a month and see what happens. Like I said, it's best to start a new routine or new habit or goal on a new moon. So wait for the next new moon, start that goal, start that habit, and keep track throughout the month. Make sure you're paying attention to what cycle the moon is in and what phase it's in, and then tailor your routine towards that. Treat it as a little experiment, see what happens. This is something that I really want to do, and I think as soon as there's the next new moon, I'm going to give it a shot. Because I'm curious. The last thing that I want to recommend is looking at your Mars sign, like we said, but paying closer attention to natural movement and what your Mars sign enjoys while getting active. I think this is just a really great way to practice channeling your Mars energy and get you moving, because that is what Mars rolls over and does. So this will better help you understand and hopefully give you almost like a preview of what it feels like to honor that Mars energy, because I think you'd really be surprised. When I changed my workout routine to be more so that Aries energy, because my Mars is in Aries, I noticed such a huge difference in my consistency and how often I wanted to work out and the things I wanted to do. I continuously enjoyed, and I don't know, I think that was just really cool to kind of see that change and see how much it benefited me. That is actually all for today's video, but I really hope that you guys enjoyed. I had a lot of fun kind of like thinking this concept up and talking about it and picking out what aspects of the chart I thought you should look at. So let me know if you enjoyed, and also let me know in a comment below any of the things that we talked about today. Let me know what your 6th house is in, if there's any planets in that house, what your Mars sign is in, all of those good things, and I can take a closer look and help you break it down as well. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will be back so soon with another video. Bye!